My question is for the Premier. Last week, the Hamilton Spectator reported that it's been over 2 years that any Hamilton long-term care home had a comprehensive inspection. This is a massive failure in keeping long-term care residents safe. And I saw this failure firsthand in my riding of Hamilton Mountain at Grace Villa Nursing Home, where poor management led to over 230 cases of COVID-19 and 44 deaths. Will the Premier acknowledge that cancelling quality inspections was a horrible mistake that has only made COVID-19 pandemic worse and led to preventable illness and deaths?
Minister of Long-Term Care.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. For Grace Villa, everyone at Grace Villa has been in our thoughts. We've been very concerned about homes that are affected. When we look at the recommendations from the Auditor General's report in 2015, that was because there was 8,000 complaints or incidents that had not been acted upon. And that's why the Auditor General provided recommendations in her 2015 report.
Order.
That's why we take action to not only do regular inspections, unannounced regular inspections, but we needed to clear 8,000 incident cases and complaints that had not been addressed by the previous government and also supported by your government, by your party.
Order.
So it was the former government that promised comprehensive inspections for every home. But after 3 years, they'd only done 123 homes. And 5 years after that, they hadn't completed.
The supplementary question.
This government has been in power for over 2 years, and Grace Villa hasn't had an inspection since November 2018. That's your problem, Minister, not anybody else's. Yours. This government's horrific failure to protect—
Please make your comments through the chair. Recognize the member for Hamilton.
Speaker, this government's horrific failure to protect the residents of long-term care homes is now common knowledge. 1 day before the provincial finally intervened at Grace Villa, a provincial inspector went into the home to respond to a complaint. Somehow, the inspector found nothing wrong. The very next day, the crisis in the home was so bad that Hamilton Health Sciences had to take over. Workers described it as a war zone, yet the province found nothing, Speaker, nothing. I was shocked to learn that Grace Villa's last comprehensive inspection was back in 2018. Why has the Premier allowed his government to give up responsibility and ensure that Ontario's long-term care homes provide safe and high-quality care?
Minister of Long-Term Care.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite again for the question. There is a zero tolerance for non-compliance, and that's why we have our long-term care inspectors, public health inspectors, and that's why our outbreak definition is the lowest, has the lowest threshold. One case of a staff member self-isolating at home is the threshold so that we can get public health into our long-term care homes, rally the rapid response teams from our hospitals, and put every measure in place. The speed with which COVID moves is unparalleled, never been seen before in this country or around the world. Our inspectors are in contact with the homes on a daily basis, and all measures are put in place to support our homes. If we look at what has been done to address the long-standing issues of the backlog, 8,000 inspections delayed under the previous government.